Welcome to Mediumship Moments with psychic medium Kym Durham. Join her as she shares her personal journey with mediumship, connects with your loved ones, and discusses topics dealing with spirituality.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mediumship Moments. I'm your host, Kym Durham, second-gen psychic medium. Thanks for tuning in and listening. I appreciate all of you and your positive feedback and even your honest feedback on my Instagram, Kym Durham Mediumship Moments. You gave me some great feedback about different kinds of podcasts that you'd like to hear or ones that you've enjoyed and want to hear more of. So thank you again for that positive feedback and for just your honest feedback. Always welcome. So today, with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought we'd talk about love. Well, it seems appropriate. I'm a big fan. I'm a hopeless, helpless romantic. Okay. Is anybody else like that out there? I mean, you see 85-year-olds, they're just like dried up little raisins. And I say that lovingly. I love gerontology, and he's a little kyphotic. Oh, look at me using nursing terms. He's a little hunched over and a gentleman has his hat and maybe, and he's holding on to his bride and, they're well into their, mid to late 80s and putting her jacket on or taking her coat off or opening the door. And you see them walk out of a restaurant hand by hand and you go, damn, that's amazing. I want some of that. So again, heart, chakra, and love go hand in hand. Love is important. Whether we love ourselves first, you take care of yourself. Do something that is loving yourself, whether that's taking a walk. I'm going to buy those sneakers. They seemed a little expensive, but they're good for my feet. And I want to get out there and walk around. Just to start out, you walk around down the driveway, get the mail. Okay. And then maybe down to the end of the block a couple of days later, and then keep going. Or maybe you take up something that you've always wanted to do. There's great classes, stuff online at community colleges, things that you can do, whether you want to learn how to, paint or I play guitar badly, but something you do to love yourself, right? Maybe it's a class you've always wanted to take. Learn sign language, learn how to play guitar badly, whatever, but learn how to love yourself. Even if it's, learning to take care of yourself physically, right? Some of us, especially nurses, you're out there, are the worst at taking care of ourselves. So if you made a promise for the beginning of the year to, make that doctor's appointment. Get out there, especially guys. And I know you listen, get your physical, get that blood work that your wife's been asking, your partner's been saying. You know what? Start to take care of yourself. So today is about love, loving others, but first off, loving yourself. Especially, if you don't take care of yourself and you don't love yourself, you can't love others. So it's all about love. And one way that we can deal with love or open up the opportunity for love. I talk about chakras. Now I'm going to get a little Birkenstock and tree hugging. I'm scientific, but we might go a little off the rail today. So the body is made up, and I've talked about this, right? Vibrational pinpoints. All of your organs are vibrating at a different frequency. And frequency collectively with that vibrational energy is how we walk around in the world. And that's why I talk about, and it's been scientifically proven. In fact, they've just proven, this is wild, that plants have a vibrational energy. They emit a vibrational energy, and they can actually know when the person who cares for them is within 2 meters of them. How wonderful is that? They know they're going to get fed. They know that they're going to be taken care of. Isn't that wild? It is. So everybody has a frequency, a vibrational energy, and we're all receptive to it. And so those pinpoints of vibrational energy on the human body are called the chakras. And those chakras serve as a center of energy within your body. And it's tuning them up, charging them up, if you will, to optimize your health. And it's, that vital life force within our body. But specifically, I'm going to, there's 7 of them. The base chakra is the red. Your pelvis and hip is the orange. The psychic center is yellow. That's your stomach. Right? Got intuition. And then you move up to the heart chakra, and that's green, right in the center of the chest. If you move up further, we're talking about the throat chakra, communication, third eye, indigo, and then top of the head, purple. Just an amazing psychic connection to the world around you. But today, the green chakra, center of the heart, is what we're going to talk about. And so when all of these are balanced, the positivity influence for the mind, body, and spirit. In other words, you're humming on all cylinders. Okay. So they each have an energy associated and a unique symbol and a significance, right? And in a later podcast, I'm going to go maybe talk about each of them. But today, we're talking about the heart chakra, the green, the center of the chest. And really, these concepts of the chakras traces way back, dating between 1500 and 500 BC. And there's a well-documented book called the Vedas. It's one of the oldest, most revered spiritual texts in human history that talks about these chakras. So when we talk about the center of the chest and the center of your heart, each of these have a color, right? So I talked about the green chakra. It's the highest energy that if you can, how do I say this? Turn it from green to pink. And in fact, when people sit with me, you have a brightness, right? You have an aura. If you're 240 wattage, I know you're a honeymooner like me. So I'm walking around with my pink aura right now, or my pink heart chakra. And that's what I'm going to try and get you to talk about or to change today. So let's talk about this. So how exactly do we know the heart chakra is opened or balanced, right? So when it's open, you might experience like profound sense of connection with someone or something. You're enjoying a it's called flow of energy. You've been around people that have this just energy about them, but if you have like a heightened experience of beauty, like you just sit there and for me, watching, I'll just say this, when, my heart is full when I watch my great nephews. Is it my great nephews? I guess they are my great. They were just ice skating on their little pond. And my niece has 4 babies, God love her, under the age of 5. The fourth one, yay, a little girl. But the 3 boys, the 3 triplets, I call them, were out ice skating. And it filled my heart to see the joy that these little guys on their skates, right? So have you ever had that feeling of just profound joy or at looking at beauty or love or something that you love? So that's when you're kind of open. And again, I'm a little more open because I run my chakras every day. How do you know if it's blocked? So the idea of the chakra is to open yourself to love and joy. Because once you do that, whether you love yourself first, totally important, and once you open up this chakra, this area of energy, it then flows to others. And I often tell you put out what you get back. And this is why it's so important that you do this. So when the heart chakra is opened, okay, and you have this sense of energy around you, this connection to beauty or love in some way, and it could be something, mundane, but like when I look at my pup, Ruby, I have a 5-year-old Airedale. Oh my God, she's a perpetual pup. And she's a cuddler. Now at 65 pounds, that's a lot of cuddle. And she'll do like this army crawl on the bed to get up to me just so I can rub her ears. And she makes this like little kind of sound. And that's love. She's showing me her love. And that I love her, she loves me, in that energy connection, right? So whatever it is that you feel that profound love or connection or beauty with, your heart chakra is open. But if it's blocked, you can tell that you're struggling. You're struggling at work, in your work relationship, in your home relationship. There's a struggle. There's a disconnect. There's something off. And we have all felt it, right? Is my partner hearing me? Why isn't this moving forward in a positive direction for me? There's all those kind of struggles that come into play. Or even worse, and is the challenges that you face with this blocking, like overwhelming jealousy. People that are jealous have a heart chakra that's blocked, or there's codependency, or they have feelings that they're shut off or withdrawn. Absolutely blocked heart chakra. Jealousy, typically I see in people that are young souls. And I'm not talking about somebody who's immature or, in their early 20s. It's just a young soul's energy of not understanding and having a blocked chakra of the heart. So, as I've stated before, these are so important. They influence your happiness and your health. So let's talk about what makes the heart chakra important. Right? It's a symbol of love, as I've said. It's a vital link for connection and your relationships. And remember, these relationships mold and move in a direction around your life. So you learn to love yourself and you open up your heart chakra. People then start to show you love and kindness. And then it moves in a direction from work into your personal life. And it's like the circular movement of energy. And you'll see this giving and receiving and the reflection of this openness in all of your interpersonal dynamics, right? This is what I'm saying. So it's really important that you learn to open this up. And, love acts. For me, recently, I decided to walk down the aisle. And it took 20 years. I guess we wanted to make sure it was... I wanted to make sure she wasn't going anywhere. Anyway, but when people found out we were getting married, the unbelievable acts of love that came from the community really blew my partner and I away. Truly. People that wanted to bartend for us, people that made themselves available to make a cake for us, to come and help us decorate, to go shopping. Our friends and family and the community, just this unbelievable amount of openness of love. And I'm forever, ever grateful. So it's nice that when you put that love and that energy out, it came back to us. It is also, and when I talk about where that chakra is, it's called the fourth chakra. And when you go up, you always run your chakras up from the base to the top. And when you turn off, it's top to bottom. So it's known as the fourth chakra, right? Romantic feelings. It encourages us to move from the past through our ego and personal concerns and embrace compassion and acceptance of reality as it is. And that's really, really important. Reality as it is. I think of the serenity prayer when I think of love. God give me the strength to accept the things that I cannot change. And that's the reality of how it is. We operate from a place of our heart-centered energy that's open and balanced. And when you open this, you have a clarity and ability to really navigate all those really challenging, difficult situations in your life. Now, I know I'm selling this big, but it's really important. It is important that you open up this chakra. For all of us in 2025 looking for love, and people sit with me and go, Kym, when am I going to find my person? They talk about soulmates. They talk about twin flames. We'll get into those subjects later. As my mother would say, she's a good Irish woman, and the Irish people, my mom's secretary, Marie, God love them. I know those two are up in heaven, probably dancing into the song, You Dropped a Bomb on Me. I remember that, Marie. We actually, so I'm getting off a sidebar here, but we actually were at a restaurant that had a wedding going on, and Marie took Aubrey, she was maybe 3 years of age, and went and crashed a wedding during that song, and they went out and danced. Fun memory. But anyway, my mom would often say there's a lid to fit every pot. So you're trying to find your lid out there, right? Now listen, they're not going to fall through the ceiling onto your couch while you're cuddled up with popcorn watching a chick flick. It's not going to happen, folks. You've got to change the energy around you to attract this person. And that's what I'm going to teach you to do, right? So the last little bit about a heart chakra, what it is, it's a gateway to experiencing the beauty of life and viewing the world through this harmonized kind of openness and really giving yourself a way to enrich your life. So let's see how we do this, okay? Now, the heart chakra becomes imbalanced when you have those experiences of emotional charge or change. And so what can really knock it off? Let's face it, obviously if you're ending a relationship, heart chakra is going to take a ding. If you have physical ailments And, I'm just getting over pneumonia. It's been out there, folks. Wear your mask, get your shots. Anyway, any kind of ailment, whether it's physical, mental, these are all ailments, okay? Or any other change in your environment. Let's say your kid went off to college. Your heart chakra's taking a ding. Let's say you took a change of a job and you have to relocate. Your heart chakra's taking a ding. So this will cause a blockage or the tendency to overreact if there's a blockage. So you go from 0 to 60 in a reaction to something, your heart chakra's blocked. So this is a big one. This is a big one. And I'm going to teach you now about when you can see those imbalances within the heart chakra. So when I talked about flowing signs of the imbalance of the heart chakra, right? I gave you examples of how you would react, like if you're overly defensive or you're just shut down. Now, sometimes we shut down because the body needs to heal, okay? So if you need a night off and you just need a Netflix night or just you're not up to peopling, as my one friend Anna says, I'm not peopling tonight. Perfectly fine. But the jealousy and fear of intimacy is a huge red flag about your heart chakra being closed down. And another one is this codependency, this approval and attention of trying to please everyone at all cost. No. Remember, you're putting somebody else's needs before yours. And I'm not saying it's selfish. You have to be more selfish, but kind of you do. You need to take care of you. All right? And that codependency, there's plenty of groups out there. You can find help online because some of these behaviors are taught, right? My mom did all of that for my dad. And, a lot of how we're taught or the environment that we were reared in plays a part in how we adjust or react to a partner in our life. And it's not always healthy, especially if there's been addiction in the family. So, find someone to sit and talk with. If you're that kind of person who's like fear of intimacy, jealousy, you've got the codependency or putting someone first, that savior, the rescuer you're not going to change someone. They are who they are. They have different likes. They have the ability to grow, but they're not going to change the DNA from where they come from. Also, if you're being there's one thing about not being peopling, and there's another thing about being totally antisocial, because you are self-isolating to protect because you don't have the skill set to be able to be immersed in an environment of other people or feel worthy enough to be loved. And the worst part, the holding of grudges, not being able to forgive will block your heart chakra. I got to tell you, when I chat with the angels on the other side, guess what, people? There's no carry-on luggage. Nope. When your loved ones show up, and I've talked about this, you never cross alone, right? You always have a transition team who comes to your side, whether it's family, your friends, those people that preceded you. And I lovingly say they get you off to Angel Boot Camp to learn how to use your wings. And then they throw a hell of a party. Yep, hell of a party. There's no carry-on luggage. You bring nothing with you. You bring your soul with you. And when they get over there, there's these spiritual lessons we learn. And all I can tell you is, like, if you're holding a grudge because such and such said something to you 4 summers ago and she's a bitch and I'll never talk to her again, guess what? When you earn your wings, you will learn quickly that energy that you have holding on to that grudge did you absolutely nothing good. It blocked your heart chakra. It stopped opportunity coming into your life. So forgive them. James Van Praagh had a saying that he kind of morphed from Buddha, where it's what other people think of me is none of my business. Don't judge, question, and you'll be far better in your life. But holding of grudge, something you've got to work on. All right? So let's talk about this physical level. How a blocked chakra, heart chakra, can show up in your life. First off, lung ailments. It's funny, I had pneumonia. My heart chakra is not blocked. But really, if you're getting lung infections, if you're getting bronchitis and you're a non-smoker, that, again, because of the heart chakras in the middle of the chest, it affects those lungs right there. Interesting. And you can see that in each chakra when I work and go through those each chakra classes with you or knowledge with you. The chakras that are blocked that are closest to those organs directly affect them. Also, circulatory and heart-related issues. Absolutely, absolutely. They will tell you that, and you've seen it. I don't know anybody out there. We've got some nurses, some docs, some respiratory techs, some ultrasound. Anybody who does any kind of medicine, nursing out there will tell you that people die from a broken heart. They die from a broken heart. Doctors don't want to do surgery on people who are depressed, especially heart surgery. They know they have poor outcomes. They statistically know this. So it is really imperative that you work on your heart chakra and that you learn to open up this energy. So how do we balance it, right? So I'm going to teach you a couple things about how to do this. And then I'm going to talk about I'm going to go a little, as my friend Tina says out in Arizona, woohoo on you, okay? So here's a couple things. How to get started, right? Work with the breath to balance your energy. And you're like, seriously? She's going to make me breathe? Yes. Your breathing is linked to the energy of the heart chakra, right? It's the lungs. So just sit there. When people say, you know what? Take a breath. Well, take a damn breath. Take 3. Just take 3 slow, deep breaths. And it's interesting. When people do that physiologically, we see the blood pressure go down. We see respiration go down. We see actually an increase in serotonin when that happens. So take a deep breath. Talk about or cultivate something that gives you an appreciation for beauty. Whether it's nature, go take a walk in a park, or something in the arts. Go to a museum, look at some art. And you're like, seriously? I am telling you, appreciation of the arts, whatever that is. Go to a ballet, go to a comedy. I'm going to a comedy show. I can't wait. Laughter is one of the best damn medicines. But do something about that, right? Cultivate your appreciation for beauty, however you do it. I've talked about practicing self-care. Love your body up, right? Put those sneakers on. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym every day. I know there are people that do that. God bless you. God bless you. But do something. Whether it's, if somebody wants to take a bath. Put some candles on, right? Love yourself. Yoga, huge. And you do not have to be a size 4 to do yoga, ladies. There is yoga for every age and every size. Whether you go to a yoga class and just learn to move your body and open up your energy. And yoga will do that for your chakras. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. Another way is for you to cultivate some self-compassion and acceptance, right? Especially regards to your emotion and body. All right? Be kind to yourself, basically. We talk about engaging activities that feed your heart. Joy. What do you do that fills your joy tank? That's one of my sayings. How do you fill your joy tank, right? Well, I can look at my wife's eyes, my wife's Green's eyes, and that does it for me. But also, watching softball. I love it. I love watching sports. I love watching children play, anybody's kids. I'm not a creeper at the park, ladies. I'm just not. But watching children play, them giggling. Oh my God. Hearing the laughter of a child. If that doesn't warm your heart, boy, you got some work to do on your heart chakra. But just do those things that bring you joy. And if you don't know what brings you joy, that's your homework. Get out there. Try different things. I don't care if you get a coloring book for adults. I don't care if you go to a book club. Find this joy in your life. Be inclined to be more of a, focused from receiving, naturally inclined to be a giver or giving when you receive all the time. So, just learn to take a compliment, learn to take some help. don't be afraid to ask for it. Do some work about some old wounds you have, right? Those grudges or things that happened in your past. You can look at them, you can talk about them, but you've got to move through it and move on from them. And that's part of healing your heart. Big one is like gratitude. Like be grateful. Like be grateful for the people in your life who've come to be a part of your journey, whether that's a day, a week, a month, a year, or more. But anybody who does good things in your life that make you happier or makes your life easier, be grateful. That's really important. Really important to do so. So I'm going to talk about another way that you can open up some of these chakras, okay? And that is the use of crystals. And you're going to be like, oh, Kym's going there. I truly was not, I thought it was like too woohoo, but I have seen the science behind it and I'm just gobsmacked. I am. How they can benefit the vibrational energy within the human energy field is just amazing. And I have seen it, whether you wear them as a jewelry, whether you have them in your pocket, whether you have them in your living space. So let's talk about real quick. I'm going to go about 5 of them. I'm going to talk about rose quartz. It's often the stone that comes to mind when we're thinking about healing our heart. It's the stone they call of unconditional love, of nurture, and it promotes these feelings of self-love, family love, and romantic love. So I say go to a crystal store and get a rose quartz. All right. I'm going to tell you, get a little satchel, and I want you to get these 5 stones for the people looking to love themselves to then have the opportunity to love someone else. So the next one is the green aventurine. Aventurine? Yes. Aventurin. Aventurine. I think that's how we say it. It's called as the heart healer. So you just broke up with someone, or you had feelings for someone and it wasn't reciprocal. It's called the stone of opportunity, right? And it talks about the connection of the heart chakra with the ability for comfort, harmonize, and to protect the heart. So if you're dealing with some turmoil, with the ability at difficulty with compassion or empathy, there's some people out there that really do. They're like, it may not be in their DNA. So this would help you. All right. So let's talk about malachite, the next one. That's another green kind of looking stone, kind of wild looking. And it's a really powerful stone that talks about the healing of the heart as well. It supports, really anything that you're going on a major life change. So that would be how it affects your heart, a breakup, divorces, an ending of any kind of relationship, obviously is going to rock the boat. So in your little satchel at the crystal store, make sure you get malachite. Now, I like this one, pink tourmaline. It's called the aphrodisiac stone. Boom shakalaka. Okay? So it encourages love, compassion, and gentleness during these periods of growth. So I want you to get a green, it's actually pink. It's like a pink, hot pink, light pink. Go get you some pink tourmaline. Now, the jade stone is known as the dream stone. And it talks about healing field of energy, of loving and wisdom. So jade is one as well. Now, the clear quartz, I love. This is known as, and I actually have one. My students got it for me. I have actually a wand of it. And this clear quartz, again, it talks about focusing the heart chakra to help clear emotional blockages. So if your heart chakra is blocked, folks, you don't have that empathy, you're holding on to grudges, go get some clear quartz. Rhodandite, it's a rescue stone that talks about healing the heart as well. And forgiveness, that's another stone. So, and again, I can see the vibrational energy. I've talked about the story with James Van Praagh and healing, holding on to some stones that one of his guests had. And I had no idea the vibrational energy. And I picked up a stone that affected my throat chakra, which is communication. And that stone was directly related to it. And when I tell you it had a profound effect, it really did. So what do you got to lose, right? Spend a couple bucks on you, get to a crystal store and try this. Try the meditation, the breathing exercises. If you've got some issues of growth emotionally you need to do, find some help to do it. Go out there and find someone to help you through that journey. I think that's really, really important. So I want to end my mediumship moment about love. I'm going to share a little private moment and talk about the what happened to me during a mediumship moment, right? Since we're all talking about love, I'm going to end it with love. So in honor of the love and friends of mine who encouraged me over 20 years ago to put an ad online. Yeah, I did it. I had broken up, was in a brief relationship, and lovely person, lovely family, just wasn't going to move forward, and we were going in two different directions, and so we ended it. And my dear friends B and T were like, okay, girl, it was about 4 or 5 months later. You're a wonderful person. You need to find somebody. And I'm like, at the time, I'm rearing a child, taking on more responsibilities as a lead at my hospital for the orthopedic hand team. I'm looking at property to move, to buy a house. I mean, trauma call, I was up to my eyeballs. And I was like, I really don't have time. But they did. They came over one night and said, come on, let's just to put a few things down. So it was kind of like over, a glass of wine and did it. And I, didn't really think anything of it. And a couple of weeks later, it was actually probably about 6 weeks, T said to me, did you look online? Did you get any responses? And again, I wasn't looking for love. I was into my eyeballs. I had things that I had to do. But they encouraged. And I was like, no, T, I hadn't. So I jumped online and saw a response that was pretty remarkable to my ad. You see, this response to my ad showed up 3 times on my daughter's birthday. And I thought, either this person's a stalker or this might be a sign from my angels. So guess what? 20 years later, we got finally married. She's an amazing person. She's been an amazing mother. And it just has been an amazing, I can't believe how quickly the time has gone. But it's interesting that when I was not looking for it, with the encouragement of my friends, that this happened for me. So love is one constant in your mediumship moments. It's people who share on this physical world that the connection to the spiritual world is never broken. So I encourage you all to find the lid to your pot, whether that's putting an ad online, taking that chance at a blind date, or opening up your heart chakra and asking your angels, and I'm going to leave you with this, ask them to find somebody who's worthy to walk in your light. So I wish you all well on this journey. And as always, keep chatting with your angels because they can hear you.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time for another episode of Mediumship Moments. If you enjoyed this episode of Kym's podcast, check her out on Instagram and TikTok at Kym Durham Medium.